said, but unfortunately, Mother Nature had other plans. However, we are so fortunate to have this beautiful sanctuary setting to worship in. Tonight, we are inspired by our theme, Be the Spark. Together, our sparks light the world. We hope that you also will be inspired as we celebrate our important and powerful voices as women, individually and collectively. The evening's printed program highlights the individuals involved in making tonight a unique experience. It also includes an overview of the service components and those participating. Be sure and also read our annual shout-out testimonials that honor women and those in our lives who have been a special spark for each of us. And to cap off the evening, at the conclusion of the service, we invite you to join us at a WOTY-sponsored oneg with an array of sweet specialties, mostly baked by a group of our own Bella Busta members. Enjoy this beautiful evening as we come together to welcome in the Shabbat.
Let us light these lights. Let our hearts unite in the light. As we light these candles, we create holiness in our lives and the lives of those we love and connect ourselves to generations before and generations to come. May the light remind us of what is possible and inspire us to envision the world as we wish it to be.
Please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel join us, especially the WOTY women, in your yellow program, the Sabbath prayer with all the words. May the Lord protect and defend you. May he always shield you from shame.
Be seated. We turn in our Siddurim to page 11, and I call on Jennifer Sampson, Linda Levy, and Laura Bernstein.
I came to set fire to the earth, and I am watchful that the fire grow. May the fire of love grow in our hearts. May the fire of transformation glow in our movements. May the fire of purification burn away our sins. May the fire of justice guide our steps. May the fire of wisdom illuminate our paths. May the fire that spreads over the earth never be extinguished.
Judaism teaches us that all human beings are created in the divine image and therefore are linked to God by the divine spark within them.
We begin our service on page 11 with Lechuna Ranana.
Margaret Musa, and we turn to page 14 in the middle of the page, Yismechu Hashamayim.
Yismechu Hashamayim.
Hashamayim.
Yismechu Hashamayim.
Hashamayim.
Yismechu Hashamayim. Betakel haaretz. Ram hayam. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Umalo. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Umalo. Yismechu Hashamayim.
Hashamayim.
Yismechu Hashamayim.
Hashamayim.
Yismechu Hashamayim. Betakel haaretz.
We turn ahead to page 20, the final three lines of the page at the red arrow, Romamu.
Join with me. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu. Ve'ishachavu lehor kodsho. Ve'ishachavu lehor kodsho. Ki kadosh, ki kadosh, ki kadosh, ki kadosh, Adonai Eloheinu. Ki kadosh, ki kadosh, ki kadosh, Adonai Eloheinu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu.
Turn to page 23, and I call on Gloria Reeves and then Karen Brodsky to lead us in Lachadodi.
Each person shines with his or own light. No two flames are alike. There are big flames and little flames, flames of every color. Some people's flames are so still they don't even flicker in the wind, while others have wild flames that fill the air with sparks. Some foolish flames neither burn nor shed light, but other blaze with light so fiercely that you can't look at them without blinking. And if you approach, you shine in the fire.
We join in the singing of Lecha Dodi, welcoming in the Shabbat Kala, the Shabbat Bride, page 23. Karen, take it away.
That's beautiful, thank you. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat mekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat mekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmiyanu el b'chad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem tiferet feliti la 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 la, Lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nilcha, Ki mekor ha'beracha, Erosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshava, la 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 la, Lecha dodi likrat kala.
Please rise.
B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi b'shalom, ateret b'ala, Gam b'simcha uv'talato, Emunei yam segula. Boi kala, la 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela.
May be seated. Karen, Yasher Kochech. Karen, do you get a mazel tov this week? Karen. Do you get a mazel tov this week?
I'm sorry?
Do you get a mazel tov this week?
Yeah, well, last week, but that's okay.
You want to share what we're wishing you mazel tov for?
Oh, my youngest daughter is engaged.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Call on Heidi Wolk and Jennifer Koss. Then we turn to page 27, and Alyssa Levine will lead us in Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat. And of course, Clara Rose and Julia.
You're first. Yes. The mind is but a tiny flame. The mind is but a tiny flame to lift the dark that veils God's name. No man can fully know the King, and none his praises fully sing. Before there was the vaulted sky, before were wrought the mountains high, his light upon the chaos shone, and formed the world to his throne.
A mortal's word cannot define, nor lips set forth the ways divine. His works are all that mortals see, the tokens of his sovereignty. Our wisdom is to know our place within the workings of his grace, to stand before his works in awe, to glimpse the wonders of his law, to be the bearers of his light for all who are astray in night, to build his kingdom here on earth, within the world he called to birth.
We continue Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, a song for the day of Shabbat, page 27.
Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot L'Adonai, U'lezamer L'Shimcha Elyon, U'lezamer L'Shimcha Elyon, L'Hagid L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot L'Adonai, U'lezamer L'Shimcha Elyon, U'lezamer L'Shimcha Elyon. Hagid b'boker chazdacha ve'emilot Eilei azor ve'alei navel alei higayon b'lechinot
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
Share kochecha, Alyssa. Continue at the bottom of page 28, Tzadika Tamar Yifrach.
We're going to use that melody again, just so everyone knows. Alyssa reminded me of that beautiful melody of the Psalm for Shabbat. And so, hope you liked it, because it's coming back.
Tzadika Tamar.
צדיקה תמר יפרח כארז בלבנון יזכה שתולים בבית אדוני וחצרות אלוהינו יפריחון עוד ירבו בשיבה דשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד כי אשר אדוני צורי ולא הבלטה בו.
Page 29.
אדוני מלאכי ולבש אדוני וציץ הזר תיקון תקל בתימו מקולות מים רבים אדירים משברי ים אדיר במרום אדוני עדותיך נמנו לביתך נאווה קודש אדוני לאורך ימים.
I invite everyone to please rise as we share the words of blessing, the words of Berkat Kohanim with our children, with parents, our family members, our friends. Feel free to put your arms around the person next to you as we recite the priestly blessing, Berkat Kohanim.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך כן יהי רצון.
May the Lord bless you and keep you.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך
May God's Spirit shine upon you and may God be gracious unto you. May God's Spirit turn unto you, and may God grant you shalom, grant you peace. Ken yehi ratzon. May be seated. We now turn to our Mishaberach prayer. We think of those in our lives in need of physical and spiritual well-being. And tonight in our prayer for healing, we think of Rav Yaakov Chai ben Hadassah, Shimon ben Yaakov Mordechai ben Naomi, Devorah bat Sarah, Herschel Yehoshua ben Malka, Peril bat Rezel, Dov ben Ita, Shmuel Yaakov ben Kalia va'ari, Devorah Rachel, Malka bat Sarah, Leib Yisrael ben Abraham bet Zipporah, Eliza Meira bat Leah, Tzivya bat Chana, Elijah Avila, Yafa Fega bat Sisilbina, Kathy Berlin, Chana Shifra bat Moshe Vibluma, Abraham David ben Liba, Bani Meyerson, Tova bat Rivka, Karen bat Yaakov Yerushalayim Cyril, Adina Miriam, Harry Kinney, Kevin Haffey, Ezer Pesach, Devorah bat Zipporah, Zelda bat Yaakov and Miriam, Ben Sion Chai ben Rachel, Leah Liba bat Doba, Robert Isser, Miriam bat Rivka, Miriam Chana bat Raphael bat Abigail, Allison Kunst, James Julia, Jean Cook, Marvin Matthews, Dennis Carroll, Aver Yitzchak, Mordechai Chaim ben Leah, Chaya bat Kim Worrell, Moshe Rachmiel, Bluma Duva, Malka Sarah bat Ruvain Verut, Usha Zelig ben Miriam, Tzipporah bat Yehudit. If you'd like to include someone in the prayer tonight, I invite you to rise in your place and to share their names when I come to you. Gloria. Jen? Anyone in the back? Okay. Ve'et kol hacholim, and all those who are ill. Cantor leads us in the Mishaberach prayer.
Let's join our voices together.
Mishaberach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mikor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Turn to page 30, and I invite those in mourning or marking a yard site to please rise and join me in the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yalma divera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevorach le'olam olamei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei, v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha brichu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechamata tamiran v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May be seated. I call on my colleague, Rabbi Helene Kornsgold, for the Dvar Torah.
Shabbat Shalom. I begin tonight not with words from a famous Jewish woman or poet, but from another famous woman, singer Katy Perry. I'd like to share with you some of the words from her song Fireworks, but don't worry, I'm not going to sing. But these words speak to the theme of this evening. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screams, but no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you? Because there's a spark in you. You just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just own the night like the 4th of July. Because baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. Make them go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make them go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them in awe, awe, awe. As you know, the theme of Wodi Shabbat is Be the Spark. Together, our sparks light the world. But what exactly does that mean? Tonight, you've already heard several quotes and poems about what being the spark could mean. And it probably means something different and personal to each of us. But one thing I think it means is friendship, something which unites us all. When we truly connect with another person, a spark is made. With each additional connection, another spark is created, and so on. If we look in Sefer Shmuel, the book of Samuel, we learn about a beautiful friendship, the friendship between David and Jonathan. For these two men, these two friends, there was an initial spark between them, which lasted even beyond death. Their friendship is likely the most beautiful one in the entire Bible. It was precious, solid, fiercely loyal through good times and bad. And for them, it started immediately after a first meeting. Vayihi kechalato ledaber el Shaul, v'nefesh Yehonatan nikshara b'nefesh David, v'ye'ahavehu Yehonatan kenafsho. When David finished speaking with Saul, Jonathan's soul became bound up with the soul of David. Jonathan loved David as himself. He loved him as his own soul. Something in David resonated deeply within Jonathan. You might say they marched to the beat of the same drum, or they both had the same song stuck in their head. They had a connection that went beyond talking about upcoming chariot races or the latest in ancient weaponry. They had a connection that was soulful. It was spiritual and emotional, affectionate and complete. It was heart and soul. In short, they were destined to be best friends. And when you think of it, isn't it true that few things in life are more important than having some really good friends? The poet Ralph Waldo Emerson, who deeply appreciated his friends, wrote the following: "I didn't find my friends, the good Lord gave them to me. I awoke this morning with devout thanksgiving for my friends, the old and the new. The glory of friendship is not the outstretched hand, not the kindly smile, nor the joy of companionship. It is the spiritual inspiration that comes to one when you discover that someone else believes in you and is willing to trust you with their friendship." Our friends believe in us. They see the good in us. They see our individual spark, even when we do not, and they draw it out of us. They focus on the good in us, and they bring out the good, the better, and the best in us. They know most everything about us, and yet they still like us. And their belief in us is life-giving, it's empowering. There's no telling what you can do with a few good friends around. And it seems to me that friendship is one of the few things people look for when joining and getting involved in a synagogue, and especially something like WODI. People are looking to connect to others in a way that adds to their lives, makes their lives and their synagogue experience richer, and hopefully connects them even more with Judaism. So let's be the kind of friends that David and Jonathan model for us: faithful, loyal, steadfast, kind, caring, affectionate, inspiring, sharing their heart, their laughter, and their tears together. Each of us has a divine spark inside which inspires us how to act. Therefore, let's be inspired to be the spark of light and the spark of hope for each other. Remember, a candle loses nothing when lighting another candle. It only increases the amount of light in the world. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi Kornsgold. To introduce us to Baruch Hu, the evening service, I call on Ruth Paul, followed by Karen Noble.
In everyone's light, at some time, our inner fire goes out. It is then burst into flame by an encounter with another human being. We should all be thankful for those people who rekindled the inner spirit. Albert Schweitzer.
There is a spark of greatness in you just waiting to be ignited. Your possibilities span the universe. You have within you the potential to become someone remarkable. You are not sent to this earth to play small, to shrink, to fail. You are destined to make a difference. You were made for amazing things.
Page 39, we rise to Baruch Hu, the call to worship, at the beginning of the evening service. May be seated. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn. whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from before the light.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים. תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'Ravi.
Amen. We continue on page 40, and I invite Ina Lubin and Tamara Norman to join me on the bima as we prepare for the Shema.
כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, ואהבתך תשים ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל.
Amen.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בם בשבתך בביתך ובחלפתך בדרך ובשבתך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Continue on page 42. ויאמר שדבר בני ישראל מטה למסו למציצי דקן ויבידם לדרתם ולציצי דקן אבטיל תזכרו ועשיתם כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם.
אדוני אלוהיכם באמת.
43. באמונה כזו וקיים עלינו כי הוא ענה אלוהינו בעזרת הבנכניס. Then Moses, Miriam, and the people of Israel joyfully sang this song to you, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, top of page 44.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם, משה ומרים ובני ישראל לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם. מי כמוך, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך באלים, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך נהדר, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, אוסף אלה, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה, זה אלי, זה אלי, זה אלי, ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם. לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך באלים, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. ונאמר כי פדרנה את יעקב וגם יד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאלי ישראל.
Amen. Allow us, Adonai our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Blessed are you who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Page 45, Hashkivenu.
Let's join together. Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom. Ve'ha'amidenu malkeinu lechayim chayim, ufrot aleinu sukkot shlomecha, shlomecha. When I lay down at night, when I lay down at night, when I rest my head, when I rest my head, oh God, watch over me, oh God, watch over me. And when the morning comes, and when the morning comes, we thank Adonai, we thank Adonai, and pray for peace. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tzitenu vohenu lechayim uleshalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Ufros alinu sukkot shalomecha, baruch ata Adonai, haporei sukkot shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Amen. We turn to page 46. I call on Bunny Bramson, who's been waiting for this moment a really long time. Page 46, please rise for Vishamru.
I've been waiting for a whole year.
It's a long time.
Get your very own microphone. I don't need it. No, you do, because that's not on.
I don't need it.
But this is not
Yeah,
on.
but I can't too.
Oh, you can't? All right, fine. Okay.
First of all, before we start, let's have a practice. Toot! 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Okay, Aaron. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat. Yay! Ovato let Shabbat. Let Doratom Baritola. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat. Wola suk et Shabbat. Let Doratom Baritola. B'nei Uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael Shama, Ula, so deta Shama, Ledora Tumbaritolam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, et hashamayim, v'et haaretz v'shamru, v'nei Yisrael et hashama, ula sodet hashama, ledora tamaridolam. Uvayom hashvi, Shabbat v'yinofash, Shabbat v'yinofash, Shabbat v'yinofash, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et hasham, ula sodet hasham, ledora tamaridolam, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et hasham, ula sodet hasham, ledora tamaridolam.
Yikazal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yamad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechonu yom echon. Uv'chayedechol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala. Uv'izman kariv yimeru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach. Le'olam olam me'omaya. Yitbarach, yitbarach, ve'yishabach, v'yibar v'troma v'yinaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei kudsha, brichu li'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, tamiran v'yalma, v'yimeru. Amen.
Spend the next few moments in silent prayer with the words of the Amidah, beginning on page 47. When you've completed the Amidah, you may be seated, and I call to the Bima Stacy Sharoni and Denise Abadi. Good Shabbos.
Trust yourself. Create the kind of self that you will be happy to live with all of your life. Make the most of yourself by fanning the tiny inner sparks of possibility into flames of achievement. That was by Golda Meir.
The soul of woman must be expansive and open to all human beings. It must be quiet so that no small, weak flame will be extinguished by stormy winds. Warm so as not to benumb fragile buds. Empty of itself in order that extraneous life may have room in it. Finally, mistress of itself and also of its body, so that the entire person is readily at the disposal of every call. Edith Stein.
It's okay, you guys. So this is the time when we all sing together. This little light of mine, correct?
Sounds right to me.
So I didn't imagine it this way, that I was up here and you were all down there. So I like Bunny's idea of if you are a WODI member or if you have a spark, stand, and we're going to sing, or anybody can stand, everyone can stand. Everyone stand, thank you, sorry. And because we all have a spark and we need to ignite that spark. And we'll sing together This Little Light of Mine. You can find the words in your program. This little light of mine, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine around the world. We're gonna let it shine. Let it shine around the world. We're gonna let it shine. Let it shine around the world. We're gonna let it shine. Let it shine around the world. Let it shine. We'll all shine. We'll all shine. We'll all. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
We continue on page 54 with Karish Shalem.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
ועל מה דיברה חירותי ומנכחותי בחיי חונה ומחונה בחי תחום בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם עולם ועלמיה. יתברך, יתברך, וישתבח ויפאר ותרומה ויתנשא ויתעזר ויצלה ויצלה שמי לקודשה. בריחו לעיל, נעמין כל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. תרקע בעשות ובעלתון זכו ישראל קדם, אבוני וישמעי ואמרו אמן. יש אמר רב מן שמעי וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומה והוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
Amen. We turn to page 55 as Michael Thalberg leads us in the Kiddush. Invite anyone younger than Bar Bar Mitzvah to come and join us up here for Kiddush. Oh, you're going to mind? Okay. Hold on a second. Yeah, we're here. Wait for everyone to get their l'chaims. There you go, Isaac. Go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahavadu v'ratzon Inchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh, Bereshit, Ki hu yom techila, Levikrei Kodesh, Zecher L'Tziat Mitzrayim, Ki vanu v'acharta, Biotanu kidashta, Mikol Hamim, B'Shabbat Kodecha, B'Avadu V'Ratzon, Hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Michael. Turn to page 57 as Beth Stilatano leads us in Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teik t'ula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzon, v'lo samanu mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam helkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu v'gor hamona.
Achnu korim
u'mishachavim u'motzim, Lifnei Melech, Machei HaMachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Noteh Shamayim v'Yoser Haaretz, U'moshav Yekarot b'Shamayim Mima'al, U'Shvinat Tizon, Shvinat Tizon, B'Korem Eromim, U'Eloheinu Einon, and Eloteinu Efesulato, Kakatu B'Torata, V'Yatayom, Tatayom, Hashivota, Elevavav, Ki Adonai Hua Elohim, B'Shamayim Mim Ha'al, V'Yal Ha'aretz, V'Yal Ha'aretz, Mitach Einon, Einon.
כן, נקרא לך לירו, מהר בדיוק.
V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz, Bayom ha'hu, bayom ha'hu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo echad.
May be seated. We turn to page 58 for the Mourner's Kaddish. This week, we mark the Yort sites of Robert Zeisler, Harry Morris Green, Marcia Ruth Farbman, Samuel Hellman, Rin Burke, Morris Gilbert, Celia Krasno, Nathaniel Roberts, Morris Kaufman, Hugo Rosenberger, Milton Robert Olshan, Milton Shoemaker, Rebecca Kirschbaum, Terry Wayne Aaron, E. Jerry Fisher, Martin Holstein, Betty Lipschitz, Ruth Scharf, E. Jerry Fisher, Rebecca Starrer, Roberta Farb Kapaloff, Abram Pransky, Sadie Pittle Lazarus, Julius Dohan Scheiderat, Stephen Berger, Phoebe Hall, Dora Gleiberman, Sally Albertson, Brad Gray, Celia Heskins, Dorothy Polyakoff, Howard Newman, Sarah Clears, Bernard Goodman, Melvin Berman, Belda C. Herman Berger, Ida Greenberg Blitzer, Earl Gerber, Sophia Jacobson, Doris Zippel, Boris Wanowich, Bernard Bernhard, and Jacob Fishman. And we also extend condolences to Michelle Rusko on the loss of her father this week, Leo Shulman of blessed memory. Page 58, invite those in mourning or marking a yort site to rise and join us in the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, bi'alma divera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shemei rabba mevarach le'olam olamei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha brichu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechamata damiran bi'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May be seated. I'm happy to welcome Teresa Brenner back from her first extended grandmother time. Hope you had a good month.
Wonderful.
Wonderful month. Good to have you back on the Bima, though.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Shabbat Shalom, y'all. What a wonderful Wodi Shabbat. What a great way to come back to Temple Israel. And it's so nice to see all of you and to have everyone involved this evening. Thank you, of course, to Rabbi Walk and Cantor Lissick and all the Wodi members for leading us in services, to Director of Congregational Education, Rabbi Helene Kornsgold, for her beautiful Devar Torah and her earlier Torah Tots program, I think with Mr. Caleb, but I don't know if he was, yeah, okay, great, with Mr. Caleb. And also, of course, to Adam Ward, our pianist, and Sean, Sean is actually not here tonight. So Karen Turk is, if you've missed her in the audience, she's actually helping us do streaming. So afterwards at the Oneg, please say hello to Karen. Mazel tov again to the Wodi leadership members for a very meaningful Shabbat service. I'm also so pleased to announce that Rabbi Walk is going to be leading his first Temple Israel trip to Israel this fall. If you are interested, please join Rabbi Walk on Monday, May 16th at 7:30 p.m. via Zoom to learn more about the trip. The trip information flyer and registration for the information session may be found online at the synagogue's website under the upcoming programs section, but I hope to see some of you there and learning about this very exciting opportunity for all of us. On Wednesday, May 18th at 7:30 p.m., Temple Israel's Book Club will be meeting inquiries to Linda Levy. And on Thursday, May 19th at 6 p.m., Men's Club will be hosting their always popular Lag Bomar Bonfire and Steak Night. Questions to Josh Lowensteiner. Josh did ask me to mention men may notice it's a little pricey. It's a very nice event, but please don't let the costs be a deterrent. If you want to go, call Josh and you will be welcome at that event. And on Sunday, May 22nd at 10 a.m., we will be having our annual congregational meeting in person right here in our sanctuary, where we will elect new officers and trustees, thank those officers and trustees who are completing their terms, hear about the state of affairs of our temple, and experience a review of the year in the life of Temple Israel. Please do join us on that Sunday morning. So to sign up for all of these May events and everything happening at Temple Israel, please see your weekly email blast as well as your weekly Shabbat announcement. Service is resumed tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. here in the Morris and Sylvia Spiesman Sanctuary, and junior congregation begins at 10:30 a.m. in the Mindy Ellen Levine Chapel. And Sisterhood, well, Wodi, excuse me, I'm still used to Sisterhood too. Wodi, Women of Temple Israel, have prepared just beautiful, beautiful oneg. There are homemade treats. Thank you to all the women who have given their baking skills. I'm one of the cleaning women, not the baking women, so I'm looking very forward to eating the treats. But please join Wodi in the back of the synagogue in the social hall after services. Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov again to all the Wodi members.
Thank you, Teresa. A big Yasher Koch for me as well, to Wodi, the leadership, and all the members for leading us in a beautiful Kabbalat Shabbat service tonight. And I think back a year ago, as I mentioned in my video, on the plus side, a year ago we were outside enjoying beautiful weather. It was very windy. But if I remember correctly, we also went back to virtual services the next morning. So we appreciate all the ways we've moved forward at this point in our ability to be together. And as I say, it's not something we take for granted anymore. We conclude on page 5 with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharit, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharit, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, בואכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שלום, מלכי שלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שלום, מלכי שלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, יתירכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yes.
Few people got scared away by COVID.
Tonight, you think?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean people that were going to
Yeah,
participate?
people were gonna participate.
Oh, like who?
Beth told me who would.
People that usually
People
come?
who had exposure, sir.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. I was kind of looking, just glancing to see if a lot more people had masks on tonight. And I mean, you know, some, but not as. We'll see tomorrow morning because we'll be in here for more.
Yeah, we'll see what it looks like tomorrow.
Yeah. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Nice to see some familiar faces.
Yeah, nice to have a crowd on Friday night too,
Yeah.
isn't it?
You know
We got some
Kenster?
new
You know
people.
Kenster?
I do. Ken and Marcia.
Marsha is in the hospital.
She is.
She has to have brain surgery. So you want to say something
I
to
will
him?
go say something to him.
Uh-huh.
Anybody else and everybody, any new people? Was this a new couple over here? She's standing with the younger couple, looking back right now at the black guy right behind Maureen.
Oh yeah, her name is Megan. She's in the intro.
Okay,
Actually,
good.
she'd be a good person to say hello to.
Great, yeah, I saw her
She's a
and her.
potential convert.
Oh, great.
They're getting married next
Great.
year.
Okay, good. Very good.